Can you hear me through the microphone?
Yeah.
You need to be quiet now.
That's kind of hard.
Hey, PerfBytes listeners, before you get started with today's episode, please pay attention to this message from our sponsor, Smart Bear.
Want better answers? Use better data. After years of struggling with old tools and practices, today's performance practitioners need the ability to optimize modern applications. They need the flexibility to use tools wherever they best fit with seamless integration that makes every engineer more effective and valuable. That's where SOSTA comes in. SOSTA's load testing flagship product, Cloud Test, delivers actionable intelligence that lets your performance test team drill into live data to pinpoint any performance issues. Leading brands like Nordstrom, Best Buy, DirecTV, SAP, and MSN have all turned to SOSTA to simulate more realistic traffic for load and performance testing for web and mobile apps at any scale, anytime, from the cloud. Use predictive analytics to determine whether optimizing your site will provide enough ROI to justify any suggested changes. Cloud Test gives you complete load testing flexibility from development to production. And let's talk about SOSTA's Impulse. It's the leading real user monitoring technology for better insight into your real users. Impulse allows you to accurately monitor your customers' experience and take control of your business results. See how performance affects user behavior in real time so you can optimize in real time. The analytic capabilities found inside Impulse will astound even the most senior operations engineer and also leave your executives drooling. Impulse delivers the rich visualization and real user data essential to their decisions about global application performance. SOSTA's Cloud Test and Impulse can instantly transform your application performance practices into a world-class operation. Learn more at www.sosta.com.
It's time for PerfBytes. The fourth square meal of the day. Go forward, PerfBytes. Waffles. Microwave ready. Blah, 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 add nutritional value to your brain. It's time for PerfBytes with your hosts Mark Tomlinson, James Pulley, and Howard Chorney. PerfBytes. Whatever.
Okay, keep it down over there, Larry. Can you keep him quiet? No, I'm on the microphone. I'm on the microphone. All right, just hang on for a second. All right. Well, hey, PerfBiter, Satan here again. You know, it's unusual for me to actually give the introduction to a full episode like this, especially when Howard is still mad at me for I keep forgetting to give him a shout on the normal introduction. But hey, I'm a relatively busy guy, you know. Anyway, I've taken some liberties with this episode to ask the guys to review in depth the recent increase in website outages here from around the world in the summer of 2015. I checked with my HR department here, and at least they tell me most of my guys are on vacation in June, so it must be something y'all are doing up there on the top side. So thanks for all the help, and keep up the great work. And James, Howard, Mark, go ahead, you guys. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the barbecue.
Problem. Don't forget to send me a pair of those shoes.
Okay, Satan.
He always wants a pair of those shoes, you know what I'm saying?
They can't even fit in the damn things of his hooves.
Well, and we can't find them in asbestos lined.
I suppose that rubber gum would keep melting too as he walked on.
Yeah, I think
the
so.
Brimstone with
I think
fire
so.
and everything, right?
So anyway, welcome to the live barbecue episode for 2015.
2015. Hello, audience.
Hi, guys.
PerfBytes is this is the biggest crowd we've had for one of the barbecue celebrations, James.
Yes, PerfBytes live studio audience this week.
Yeah, and we're actually in a studio versus being in your kitchen.
True.
Your kitchen was very comfortable because it was a very large table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've had live audiences before, but this is much more intimate.
It's much more
setting
intimate
in the studio than out in like the big conference room.
That's correct. That's exactly right. We are gathered here. We have a collection of performance gurus, and some of them are on the microphone. If you'd like, maybe you can introduce yourself. Carlos Chidiak, you're with us.
Yes.
Carlos, what do you do for a living?
Performance.
Okay, good. That's great. No, I'm so glad you're here. and they gave you a pass from the home to get out in the real world.
Yeah,
Could you elaborate performance?
That's why I stopped because engineering, testing, the whole shebang.
Yeah, the shebang. You're doing the shebang thing.
You sure it wasn't
Isn't that
like
Ricky Martin did the shebang? That's a totally different line of performance, I'm telling you.
So
you don't
instead
wanna
of
do that.
performance arts, you're actually doing performance engineering?
Yes.
Okay.
So I need to bring it closer to my.
Yeah, get on the mic, brother.
So I'm working as performance engineering in different aspects.
What's your favorite one? What do you like doing the most?
Trying to figure out breaking something as
Breaking
well
something.
as trying to fix it after you
Break
break it.
I hate the fix it part. I just want to break it. Oh, look, it's broken. Somebody else's is the problem. So, Carlos,
So Carlos Shediak, I'm in Atlanta and I'm doing performance.
and your fiance Marie's here with us.
yes.
Marie, welcome. Great. So this is, it's not just a bunch of performance geeks. It's performance geeks, and they're geeks supporting spouses and partners, and that's the world. If your partner, if your loved one is a performance geek, support them and help them to, watch. listen to
Carlos
PerfBytes.
reminds me of a
Help
funny...
find them
funny
a 12-step program, please.
Carlos reminds me of a funny story once. I took... my kids used to ask me, what do you do for a living?
Yes.
And I said, well, I break computers and computer software, right? And they go, that sounds awesome. So I took them to work one day because they had take your kids to work one day.
Yes.
And all they did was see me working in the lab, and they were really disappointed.
Yes.
They thought I'd be sitting there with sledgehammers and axes and chainsaws just wailing on computers all day. They looked at me totally different after that.
That's
Yeah,
what you
I
really
know.
wanted to do. Then.
Absolutely.
That's what I do. And
So
that's, speaking right there is Chuck Masters. Chuck, welcome to PerfBytes. This is your first PerfBytes live experience.
Yes, thank
What-
you for inviting me.
What do you think so far? It's only been a few minutes.
It's interesting seeing behind the scenes.
Oh, the sausage making of PerfBytes.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
a scary connotation.
All the little things that have to go together before you guys
And
flip the
and
switch.
just to put rumors to rest, we are in fact all clothed during the PerfBytes broadcast.
I thought you weren't going to bring that question up.
Oh, yeah. Nudity is optional and discouraged for the most part. I think we all look better with our clothes on. At least I do.
I prefer it that way.
Yeah, that's
It's
fine.
according how many drinks.
And
you've
Chuck,
had,
what are
right?
you're currently you're leading a performance team still?
Yes.
Yeah.
Still leading the performance team at Allegis Group. Been there 12 years, and we're still uncovering those performance issues, and still getting no respect doing it.
Yep. No respect.
Woohoo!
We're the Rodney
No respect.
Dangerfield of the IT
I
profession.
tell you,
that's
get no
right.
respect.
So, Chuck, thanks for making the trip up here. Alex Padelko, you're a senior guy. Everybody knows you. Welcome to PerfBytes.
Hyperion, Oracle, the world.
The world. That's right.
It's
So
your
what do you think
performance
so
oyster.
far of your PerfBytes barbecue experience?
I like it very much.
Good?
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
Thanks for bringing the Kauila and the Booker. This is fantastic. Jeff, you're behind us here, not directly a performance guru, but an IT history guru. Welcome to PerfBytes.
Thank you. It's very good to be here.
What do you think?
I think it's an exciting organization, well worth the drive from Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Allentown, Pennsylvania,
Allentown.
Bunch
with
of
Marianne.
Very nice folks.
Yes. Thank
Lovely
you.
Marianne is far from the microphone, so I'll say hello for her.
Yes, very good. Thanks for coming. Awesome. Very cool. And you're currently working with Synaptic, is that right?
Synaptic Consulting,
Yeah.
finance and technology consulting firm
Very cool.
here in eastern Pennsylvania.
Yeah, specialists, I think.
Specialists in execution, i.e. project management. On the finance side, we do all of the things that you might need from VC startup to going public.
Yes, and you always recommend that people do performance testing before they launch their site, right?
Oh, indeed.
Indeed, yes. See, he's a ringer.
Sharp turn suicide if you don't.
Beautiful. All right, so there's a couple topics in our part one here, which will be to, as Satan introduced, we've got to dive in and we posted a News of the Damned recently. By the way, this is a live episode. So does anyone have their smart device out right now? So get out your smart device. Somewhere in Twitter, you're going to see probably a tweet from PerfBytes or from Spreaker saying that the show is live. Retweet it right now to everyone you know. So Chuck Masters has his phone out. Carlos doesn't have his phone.
No.
Where's your phone?
It's not connected.
Don't you have it on a tether?
I do have it.
Oh, you don't? Do you need Wi-Fi?
I don't have a Twitter account. That's
Oh, I see. Alex
So
has got
you're
his on
not
the
you're
Twitter.
not you're not a twit.
Yeah, no. See, there you
Oh,
go.
okay.
So I'm gonna do my James. You want to kick us off?
You're not alone.
News of the Damned. There's a lot to cover here.
Wow. I mean, I think the place to begin is local here in Pennsylvania and specifically Philadelphia, and we're going to talk about the visit of the Pope.
The Pope. The Popey Pope.
Pope. He's the guy with the hat.
Yeah,
He's got the
exactly.
awesome hat.
Yeah.
Yes, and he's making news headlines like crazy.
Yeah.
He's got
What
yeah.
kind of
there's
news
the whole new
headlines is
Pope.
he making?
What?
Oh, you mean just like new attitude, new latitude?
New attitude? What attitude? Let's
Changes
Jimmy
in
Buffett. Is
attitude
Jimmy
and
Buffett
change-
the Pope?
Changes in attitude, changes in latitude.
No, wait a minute.
Uh,
You've
it-
ever seen the Pope talk and Jimmy Buffett is drinking water? No.
No. Have you ever seen the Pope and Jimmy Buffett in the same picture at the
Did
same time?
I say Jimmy Carter?
No, you did, Jim.
You said Jimmy Buffett.
Maybe it was Jimmy Carter, though.
No, he just lusts in his heart. I don't think the Pope does that.
Okay, I don't
Oh,
know. what
okay.
happened. That's right.
So let's get back to Philadelphia and the Pope. The Pope has managed to crash the Philadelphia local metro line, the SEPTA.
Does that mean
site.
he made septic?
Or septicemia or
Yeah,
something like
something like
that.
that.
Yeah, evidently you need to book ahead for tickets to see the Pope. And there was so much demand that it crashed the website.
Boom.
Imagine that.
Railway crash. Now, that's the closest thing to train crashing that I've encountered since I left Burlington Northern
Yeah.
22 years ago. Right?
Yeah,
Or what?
yeah, but this is a classical problem.
Somebody famous comes to town. You know they're coming months and months in advance.
Yes.
Yet, what do? Do you upgrade the SEPTA website?
Well,
No.
you fail to do nothing. It's business as usual.
You take the
Wait a minute, you
minimum
don't
number
fail
of
to do
steps.
nothing. You fail to do anything.
Yeah, see,
Thus
I think
business
you had
as
that
usual.
reversed.
Yeah, but this is a classical problem with a monopoly provider of a service. They don't generally go out of their way to do the needful that's inconvenient for them.
That's very British of you to say that.
Yeah, well,
The
we,
needful thing. Yeah.
well, we were speaking with Richard Bishop earlier.
Do you
Yes,
really
that's true.
think? Do you really honestly think that they would have had the forethought to do that or the foresight to do that?
No.
anyway?
See, that's the thing with monopolies. They always look inward. They don't look outward at their customers. It
Oh,
really
I
doesn't
don't know
matter.
about that.
It all works now. Why should it be different later?
Just because maybe 100 or 200% increase in local demand at a specific time.
Yeah. So
So what happened afterwards?
it crashed.
It crashed.
And it was down for a day, I think.
What did they do after it crashed? Did they care?
They brought it back up, and a few more got through, and then it crashed again.
Did it
and
bounce up and down?
It was
Did
a
double bounce, I think.
yeah
So
for like
Tuesday went
24
down.
hours. It went out, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It was like the Energizer Bunny, with new
Yeah.
batteries in it.
Yeah. But safe to say that the municipality of Philadelphia is, I think, generally unprepared for the arrival of the papal visit. Just everything, the streets are getting blocked. I mean, it's everything. All steps are being taken everywhere to prepare for this little crazy time, except for some upgrades to the website.
Yeah.
That's sad.
So you're saying they're going to fail the infrastructure performance test also?
Potentially,
yes.
the network of roads.
Right.
But they're smart enough. They're going to shut off a bunch of the roads. Cab drivers are having a hell of a time figuring out how we're going to get in and out of the city. There's encouraging lots of people to get onto bicycles and bicycle around to the different events and see the Pope, which is pretty cool.
I'm just trying to picture the official papal bicycle. Is this a bicycle built for two?
Yes.
Yeah.
With a bubble on it?
Yeah.
The bubble bike. I think that would be good.
Well, I think we'd just supply a bunch of bicycles with sidecars on them.
That
You
would
could
be
have
nice.
2 people per bicycle.
There you
that
go.
way,
A bicycle built for two.
with the sidecar. Maybe
Yeah,
you could have
see?
a bicycle built for 2 with the sidecar. Then you could have 3
Because
people
then
going at a time.
then you have 2 bodyguards with the Pope.
Oh, there you
That
go.
would work. So very sorry. And even the Pope people, couldn't help with the SEPTA people that, hey, by the way, we'll give you a heads up. Our guy is like really famous. So you should probably boost up your website.
Yeah, he's like leader of like 1/5 of the Christians in the world or
the
something like that.
population of the planet or something.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're saying somebody made a decision without thinking about everything.
Oh, I don't
No.
think
We're
there's- I
saying
don't think
someone
there's any thought
probably
anyway.
never made a decision. They
Yeah.
just like
There was no thought
business
at
as
all,
normal.
yeah.
No, made a decision to use the SEPTA, whatever the name is, and nobody thought what would happen if that decision was made.
Or nobody thought enough to say we need more resources in order to add more servers or do this before the time was done of the thing. Or there was somebody in there that said, we have plenty of resources and it will scale just fine because my developer said it will scale just fine.
I really...
There was
It works just fine for a Villanova basketball game. Who is this guy, the Pope, that it's going to be any worse?
It can't be any more than like an Eagles game on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm just thinking it's of course it's.
But
gonna
the
be
key
worse than
factor
Eagles.
is that the only way you have to buy it in advance. So they created a situation,
Specific date,
point, and nobody thought, what is the
I'm going to go right back.
ramification of that?
I'm going back to my original point. There was no thought whatsoever about it.
We don't know there was no thought. There was just complications around getting it right.
I would be willing to bet a Dunkin' Donut that there was no thought at all.
All right,
on
the
this.
stakes are high.
And I bet that nobody who manages the website knew that there was such a decision.
That is likely the case, yes.
Exactly. No one knew, right? So there was no thought about it at all. Just another day in Septaland. Yep.
So this next one I just love.
It's like an honorable mention one.
This is an honorable mention one, but it speaks to the damned contractors that we have in the universe. Yeah. And in this case, this contractor was doubly damned because they're going to have to pay a $45 million fine for a failure to perform on the Maryland Health Exchange. Failure to scale, failure to functionally work, failure to meet requirements. And all I can say is hallelujah. Can I get an amen from the choir?
Amen. I think that's an amen.
Yeah.
That was basically the entire. Yeah, you're the choir. Did you know that?
Yeah.
I don't know if you. Yeah. It's a non-denominational service, but so don't get too caught up.
I'm from the South. Sorry, I get carried away. I think I'm on a street corner holding a Bible.
$45 million was, I think, the first most public. I found another one attached to that story, which is also in North Dakota.
Yep.
North Dakota also has a similar assessment in dollars to the consultants or the contract firms that put together these.
Yeah. So Fargo's Noridian Healthcare coughs up $45 million for website mistakes.
So is this like the offspring of the site that will not be named?
Yes.
It's a byproduct of that initiative because there are Oregon and such have given up their local exchanges that failed. There was an Oracle. Unfortunately, there's an Oracle lawsuit that went through in the state of Oregon, but they have gone back to the federal exchange because the local state exchange failed. The good news here, I think, is that the business deciders, the management people, the legal departments that look at risk and sign the contracts that say we can do this and we'll commit to do this and then all the clauses back out of it, there is a real financial downside to getting this wrong. And we see this all the time. This is why News of the Dam exists. So very sorry to Maryland, North Dakota, and these other places, but because $45 million is a drop in the bucket to what it actually cost these
just remember, the site that
reality.
shall not be named is now a $2 billion piece of software.
This is the most expensive software project on the planet in the history of
Yes.
IT.
Wow.
La, 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 la.
Yeah, just for healthcare.gov.
Oh, you said it. I'm going to have to bleep that.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to have to
$2
bleep
billion.
that now. So, yes.
$2.2 billion.
Yeah, the total sum of everything. And now we could attach these 90 million just in these two other state cases. Just keep going.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. There's a downside to getting it wrong, and it's a big number.
Well, the good thing there was a number there.
Yeah.
Because at least the taxpayer gets some relief.
I don't know you and I are ever going to see any relief from this.
It went into our we paid for this one way or the other.
That's right.
Well, Maryland probably... One of our guests paid for this.
Oh, Chuck.
Yes.
You're from Maryland. Were you impacted by this? I don't think.
Not directly impacted.
Not
but
directly.
I did.
He absolutely.
As a performance tester, when it didn't perform, I kind of said, there they go.
Seen it every day.
Yes.
But you were impacted. You just don't know it because your taxpayer dollar went to get building this site.
Find a state that actually had one that performed correctly, Connecticut.
Yep.
And now Maryland uses the Connecticut site. I guess they split it off.
Private labeled it, yeah.
All right.
They should have used the Massachusetts site that's been out there for years.
Massachusetts and Wisconsin, actually. Yes. I know the guy that did Wisconsin was very, very successful. All right.
Absolutely.
Enough of the news of the health care, whatever that will, yeah. Whatever.
Yes, enough gloating. So the remainder of these are just numerous for the summer. And so we're going to go through them and we're going to tackle them very quickly, one by one, rapid fire.
Do the first 5. Raise your hand if you know what we're talking about.
Okay. Amazon Prime and Best Buy in July. This is Amazon issues.
Flash sale. Yes?
Carlos.
Were you shopping Amazon Prime?
Carlos,
No,
30
I wasn't,
seconds.
But I know that when they
I
went with
was
the
on
Prime,
there throughout the day on Prime. I was shopping. I didn't see any.
the Black
performance
Friday,
issues.
right?
No. This was in July.
Right. This was the Prime.
This
Day.
was their
This was their
flash sale.
Prime Day.
Yeah.
What they
Prime
called
Day.
as Black Friday.
Yes, exactly. That was
But
it.
was it Wednesday or a Friday?
Was Wednesday.
Well, then why
Actually,
don't you
but
say it's Black Wednesday?
Because I didn't name it.
Oh, good answer. Excellent.
It was Cyber Wednesday.
Well, no, there's Cyber Monday, so we need a different thing for Wednesday.
With Prime Day,
It's Prime Day.
Pretty cool because they branded
was
it for
Prime
themselves,
Wednesday.
and other companies tried to jump in there too,
Other companies like
Walmart.
Best Buy and
Walmart.
and they actually did very well. They say.
You know, and the news, here's the thing. Remember Todd DeCapua wrote up a whole thing about, was this just an intentional test run of the Black Friday load or the whatever? And I'm reading this, I'm like, unless you can get somebody from Amazon to corroborate that, that's total hearsay.
You know what it probably was? I mean, slumping sales, dead in the summer. Let's pull it. Let's pull.
And
some,
what's the
let's
risk
pull
in the
some
middle of the
revenue
summer?
in.
We might as but that's this is how people don't test. Just push some stuff to production, run a huge promotion in the marketing department, and if it crashes, we learn, and then we don't go down in the holidays.
But I think the
Time.
Done. Next one.
Okay, next one. United Airlines, no network redundancy.
Yeah, this
United
was,
Airlines crash. Who
anyone
wants
hear
this one?
You heard this one from a sales guy,
Of course,
right?
because you and I. No, that
No,
was
that
the
was
that was
Southwest.
the other one.
Howard,
United.
go.
I heard this one anyways. Am I supposed to go now?
No. I mean, what's your thought on what's
My
ultimate
thought
cause?
is, this again goes to one of my big things where it's like you just can't performance test the application. You have to performance test the site and all the
And the
interactions in the infrastructure and make sure you have redundancy going on. Because
Exactly.
the reason the site crashed is because they lost a router. A stinking router was a single point of failure that stranded millions of passengers.
Now,
Because of
oddly,
this.
if we jump on the list, the New York Stock Exchange is on here.
Right.
Also had an
The same
issue
day.
on the same day. Had a router issue.
Actually,
Same router?
New York. Good point.
Carlos, it might have been.
So the New York Stock Exchange deployed a software package the night before, had a failure. This was a gateway service.
Yeah.
So this is a translator between two systems. A total colossal failure of ease of testing. They could have used HP and their interface simulation product. They could have used CA Lisa and their interface simulation product.
Tested
And they
this
could have
before they
loaded
pushed
up
it.
the entire gateway before doing deployment. This is a colossal failure that can only go to the continuous integration build deployment model of DevOps.
DevOps is right. I was going to also say the Wall Street Journal at the same time took a hit.
Yeah, they took a hit that
because the NYSE goes down and everyone's like, "Oh, what's wrong?" Maybe the Wall Street Journal knows what's wrong, and took down their site.
So that was kind of cool. That was like a
Short-term
cause.
outage.
That was sort of like a cause and effect. It just
Yep.
kind of rippled.
It's kind of a slash dot, but
it
it's sort
rippled.
of a stock slash.
It was a ripple
slash stock,
effect.
slash stock dot.
And
Huff-
then there's
Huff-
The HuffPo effect.
A HuffPo
then there's a
effect.
segment of the population thought maybe we were under some type of cyber attack.
Well,
there's
that was
always
brought
the
up
preppers
too.
who are concerned that we're
because
going
there
to be
was
attacked
three
any minute
sites in a
now.
row that were big.
We might be under attack right now, Chuck, and I've brought us in this room because we're going to be the only surviving human beings on the planet.
Actually, Outer Fredonia has a new cyber army that we need to worry about.
Beautiful. He's jumping in. Alex. Yes, Jeff,
You know
go
what?
ahead.
And I'm not a prepper, and I don't think it was an attack. But what's useful is we fell over that badly without somebody kicking us.
Oh,
A
yeah.
lot of that information is going to be useful when somebody does kick us.
Oh,
I
where
mean,
are
there
their
are some learnings to
vulnerabilities?
pull out of that. Now, whether anybody's going to pull them out, and put them in any kind of coherent form, that's another question. But
Yeah.
there are some learnings to take from that.
Who
Yeah.
you know? Most of the security GRC initiatives I know are actually just stopping the spread of knowledge about all parts of the system in one person's head. There is a divide and separate kind of philosophy in GRC that says let's make sure only Chuck knows that system and only James knows that system. You'd have to compromise both people or three people in order to put all the pieces together. But yeah, there you go. All right, next one.
Why does George Takai hate software?
He photon torpedoed a site.
Yes, he did.
We have there is Slashdot and HuffPo. We need a Takai. It's a photon.
I
that-
guess
is
it
that
is
photon?
a photon torpedo. George
You got
Takai. This is
Takai.
Lieutenant Sulu from Star Trek, and I don't know if any of you are subscribed to his feeds on Facebook or anywhere else, but he sends out a lot of stuff. And a lot of it is with his commentary, and then there's a link attached to it. Right. And in this case, George Takei was saying something really not very nice or accurate about the state that I live in.
I'm so sorry to the North Carolinians.
Yeah, so he photon torpedoed a website that was actually saying something incorrect. So I'm not really sure how I feel about this. The site itself that was incorrect went down. George Takei was saying something that was incorrect based upon what that site said. You know, am I sad that it's offline?
Two wrongs make a right?
-1 times -1 equals 1.
Equals 1, so I think that's right. Except for if loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right.
Except for and it was really about that subject as well.
It was.
Involving marriage issues.
Did it affect you personally?
No, except that I just don't like living in a state that's picked on by someone who doesn't live in that state. I think that's wrong.
Well, then, where does he live?
I don't care.
He lives in California.
He doesn't. He lives in New York or California or something.
Well, if he lives
might live in North Carolina.
He might live in North Carolina.
I don't think so.
How do you know?
Relatives in North
Carolina. We have a list of everyone who lives in North Carolina. It's a small state. You know, I don't see I don't see George at the meetings.
Oh,
yeah,
yes, that's right.
Yeah.
All right, what's next? Do you guys want to take a break? A little ad? We can do a little ad. What do you think?
Go for it.
Carlos, what do you think?
Go for it.
Really? All right.
Can't turn the air conditioner.
Lightsquare.com is proud to be a sponsor of PerfBytes. Lightsquare.com is a unique offering for performance tuning as a service for web architectures. Lightsquare delivers tuning recommendations in under 72 hours without the typical investment in tools, license fees, or consultants where we do the work up front. With Lightsquare, you only pay based on the level of improvement. Find out more about Lightsquare's unique pricing model at www.litesquare.com/pricing.
All right, we're back. Martha's having a debate with Howard about all sorts of details.
So let's talk about the Pope. So
I owe Martha a donut.
Well, it's a
Martha
Dunkin'
gets
Donut. It's a Dunkin' Donut, so it's not like it's a real donut.
What kind of donut?
Are you kidding me? Have you looked at Krispy Kreme versus Dunkin' Donuts recently?
I love my
in the donut
old-fashioned.
war.
That's what I use.
Sorry, South Carolina. Krispy Kreme is out. Done.
Oh yeah,
they're gonna be going. I know.
So Martha.
Fresh.
So Martha brought in a statistic that said that the SEPTA site planned for 600,000 people, unique visitors, in what time frame?
I think in their first X number of minutes. But my point was to Howard, they did think about it.
Okay.
And that's what I said. I didn't think they planned on it. And
okay.
To prove that they planned it.
No, it's great. They did. That's true.
Another point in comparison to a Villanova basketball game, they're expecting 1.5 million people.
Okay, so
this makes no sense.
I am going to call incorrect. I'm going to call a foul on this.
Why?
So Martha, you said they planned for 600,000 people. They got 900,000 in the first number of minutes. And what I'm suggesting is for all the articles we ever read from non-technical reporters, that I'm guessing they got hits, not people, and they counted hits as people.
Well, 1,700 was the number of people in a time period, and 600,000 was the number of unique. Maybe I got the word wrong.
Requests.
Unique
requests. So that's a hit.
But the point is not to argue your point, James, but to say to Howard, people were thinking about it.
And I totally acknowledge
and,
that.
And this gets. Yeah,
and
you get a donut.
donut.
This gets to our CDN show because they could have reduced the number of hits dramatically by offloading a lot of that static content, and they would have probably survived.
If they had any money at all.
Oh, that's relatively inexpensive to do that.
Okay, so
they could have done Squid internally.
I'm going to trump all of you people. All of you performance geniuses, I'm going to trump you all. Pay attention. The sales of the SEPTA stuff for a papal visit is a special promotional papal pass. For a Villanova $1 million whatever it is, there are normal people that have seasonal passes. There may be 1 million of them. but they're not all going for the one-day pass.
So what are you
and
saying?
purchase.
People going to see the...
Existing ticket holders would do a Villanova $1 million Eagles game kind of thing, whatever. The Papal Pass is a brand-new purchase of a brand-new ticket, point load on a, to Carlos's point, on a specific date and time, only available for the special purpose. That's what takes a small amount. That's a point load. So,
I'll get you.
So I want a donut. Ian, I'll give it to Martha because I can't have it anyway. That's fine.
Hello.
Carlos, you can have my donut. Next time I see you. All right, keep going, Jake.
So next up was the New Hampshire Fish and Game website.
Yes.
So they crashed on fishing passes.
Yep. It's fishing season. We're right in the heat of it, right?
And here's our theory. They're moving gradually to an online system where you can order your passes. Any of us who are fishing game aficionados who have fished, who have gotten a hunting license in the past, you generally get it at a hardware store, someplace close to where you're going.
Your favorite tackle shop.
At your favorite tackle shop. But now you can order it online before you get to the state.
Because if it's online and on my iPad, it's always better, right? If I make it electronic, it's better because I don't want to talk to my hardware store guy. He's weird or she's weird. What's wrong with going to get a fishing license?
I don't have to spend time. I don't have to spend extra time. I can just get it before I go.
But that's extra time you spend relating to your fellow man or fellow woman person, whatever you want to call them. Is fine.
No.
You can do
fishing,
that.
Right?
You can do it at another time. Relate with them. But if you need it like today, you're traveling tomorrow.
Oh, so you're saying it's courteous to the hardware owner person. They're like, look, Carlos, I know you come in here and you just shoot the breeze with me, pretending to be my friend, but you're really just here to get your freaking fishing license, and so I'm feeling a little cheated from
No, hold on.
You're assuming that
bait.
this is happening.
You get the bait plus the license, and the license takes longer.
Yeah.
But this was 4th of July weekend. You had a bunch of people going up for vacation from out of state. They needed a temporary fishing license. They're getting it online. It's a known quantity for the number of licenses they've issued in the past.
Yes.
It's a total failure on their system because it was known what would have happened.
But again, sort of launch date, concentration. 4th of July is probably one of the most popular.
Absolutely. Going up
it's
there.
over 30 seconds on that subject. We should move on.
Okay, Carlos says we should move on.
Oh, Carlos.
No donuts here. No donuts to be won here.
No donuts for you.
Okay, next up, British man crashes website Indiegogo for a crowd-funded bailout of Greece.
Yes, Indiegogo's like Kickstarter. It's a similar kind of crowdfunding.
GoFundMe,
yes.
Kickstarter.
And he threw up a campaign that said, hey, Greece is hurting. Let's start a campaign. And I think he made actually a couple $100,000, maybe more. I'm trying to remember correctly.
Greece did. Greece did. Because it's supposed to go to Greece.
Oh. Yeah, Greece
People rush to fund Greece.
Yes.
Yeah, a Kickstarter fund.
Notice he didn't said we're going to give back the Elgin marbles. He said let's fund their bailout.
Exactly.
That we're going to keep those things from the Parthenon, but we'll give you a bunch of money.
I think there's an underestimation of the demographics of the geeks in Indiegogo. There's a very small number of them, even if they think they have lots and lots of money. There's not enough to say, hey, everyone go to this weird little... There's still a lot of people on the planet that don't even own a PC or a cell phone. I mean, Carlos has one, and it doesn't even work.
Sometimes it does.
Okay, sorry. Beautiful.
So,
sorry, Greece.
Sorry, Greece, but this is clearly a point load issue with Indiegogo. Popularity strikes fire at the moment.
Yep.
Yeah, it's all Greek to me. I had to throw it in there. And I got the first rim shot.
Excellent. Thank you, Jeff. That's right on.
Next up, from Chuck Masters, Disney Park streaming fireworks crashed.
Yes. Chuck, thanks for tweeting this out. We'd love it.
Big fail here.
Yeah.
I was all ready to watch it streaming, and it didn't work.
Hold the mic right on your mouth.
It didn't work.
Didn't work. This is the evening of the 4th of July.
This was the 4th of July.
And where were they broadcasting the fireworks from? From the
Disney
Magic
World?
Kingdom. The Magic Kingdom,
yes.
Disney World. Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, I got to see them afterwards because that's after everybody got off the site.
Right.
They had it loaded on different servers. It was distributed out, so then I could watch it after the fact.
Now, have you listened to the PerfBytes episode on streaming performance?
I don't know whether I caught that.
That
one.
was
I'm not challenging you. I'm just
No,
saying.
no.
Do you think that maybe
Say
somebody
yes.
at
Say
Disney
yes.
could have listened to it potentially before the 4th of July?
Potentially, and the interesting thing is, I run into the Disney performance testers.
Did you really?
Well, I have in the past because I've given them.
Well,
a bunch of-
I would also like to point out Disney just let go a whole bunch of performance
know,
testers
that's
and
all
replaced them
cross-eyed
with another
TV.
A
Yeah,
while
there's a bunch
ago,
of
right?
people.
They did.
Yes.
And wasn't our friends at Oracy were there?
Was that
Yes.
across the board at Disney? Like
there were
all
a
their
bunch of IT
divisions?
positions that-
I've done
Yes,
a lot of
and,
work
and,
at
and they
Disney.
were
I've done a
asked
lot
to
of work at
replace.
Disney.
They were asked to train their replacements.
That's great, James.
Are you kidding
James,
me?
I've been asked to train you.
But you said
I'm
he's
not your
untrainable.
replacement.
Oh,
But he's untrainable, isn't he?
pretty much.
Yeah,
Really honest.
it's like kicking me in the head or something like
That'll
that.
work. That'll work.
Is that like Mickey Mouse trying to train Mickey Rat or something like that to be his replacement?
Was there such a thing?
Is Mickey Rat? There
I don't
actually
know.
was an artist, Mickey Rat.
All right, next one.
Next one, test results
Ooh,
in India.
You're going to say it, aren't you? You're going to pronounce it right, aren't you?
Maresults.nic.in
From
sorry, can't do it.
He's gonna butcher.
Go for it.
The Maharashtra Gov website.
That was good.
That sounded
Maharashtra.
pretty good.
Okay,
exactly.
so this is the classical problem all across Asia of these large tests which are given at grade level, and then all the test participants want to go and see what the results are on the very first day of the results. They used to post the results on walls where you go and you'd look at the wall and you'd see where you were and you'd cry in front of all your friends and all that sort of stuff. Now you go to the website and you can't get your results, so now you go and you cry to all your friends on Twitter. And this is a known issue. You have all these people coming in at a very point load item. They could have pre-generated all the results, cached it wildly, and so you would have had no dynamic data involved. They could have taken all the static components, pushed them out to some sort of edge server, and this is just a colossal failure. It happens time and time again. We've seen it in the Philippines.
It's static
We've seen it
content you
in,
can cache in the CDN.
Vietnam,
Just do it.
Japan,
And
China,
done
India,
deal.
and we've seen it here in the United States as well.
Yeah.
For SAT results.
Oh, it's just that
And
that
ACT.
you know that
What?
CDN cost is
And
just so
ACT
expensive.
testing.
And ACT too.
ACT
Exactly.
That's right.
Maybe
So-
they just didn't want to pay for the CDN.
Of course not. CDNs are expensive. They can
They
just
are.
pay for a CD. Those are cheap. They're like $3 or $4. You can get them used at the right.
Yeah, you're probably going to use for
CDN's a lot.
99
So Mark,
cents.
you put me on the spot to pronounce the last one. So the next one is yours, my friend.
Let's jump through some of these pretty quickly because it's a. Well, first of all, it wouldn't be complete any news of the damned if we didn't again talk about something in the UK. This time it's the driver's license website crash, leaving motorists to do car hires. This was the licensing for hired cars, right? So
for a cabbie license.
for cabbie
like a
license.
so a hack a light
Exactly.
a hackney license.
Yeah, and I think the idea here is that we should just have all of the UK switch to
Uber?
bicycles. Not Uber. That's. But you
I don't
this
think you
could have
need
been
a
planned.
hackney
Could have
license
been
for
a
the
hack from Uber in order to get into.
I don't think you need a hackney license for
Hacking
Uber.
Uber.
Why in
Yes.
your right mind would you make them all be renewed on the same day?
It could be just a part of the annual thing that it just happens. People did it on that day. Who knows? I can't, why? and like
I think it was the first day of this new system online.
it's a new
first
system.
day of the new site. It was a complete fiasco. We have another one here. Guess what? Tiger Airlines still in the lead on Southwest Airlines $49 fare sale. Intentional $49,
Yep.
not the accidental $49.
Not the accidental one.
Intentional $49. Howard, was you having lunch with the sales guy this
Yeah, I was having lunch with the sales guy. He was trying to get down to L.A. from the Bay Area and saw the thing go up, called the phone. I mean, he went online, done, couldn't get in. Called the phone, couldn't get on because everything was hosed and the agents couldn't even use it internally. And finally, he drove to the airport to get his $49 fare.
Yeah.
That worked out well, didn't it?
Is
Yeah.
he a sales Sosta guy?
Yeah, he's one of our sales guys.
Did he go back to the company and try to?
I was about to say, why didn't he get the $49 fare sale to fly to Love Field in Dallas to go knock on the door of Southwest?
Who says that isn't happening already?
No one.
And I
You're
remember
asking.
I remember there were some really cool people on
not
the
in sales, I don't know.
HP Loadrunner cab from Southwest. They were really had their stuff together, and I think they all ended up leaving that particular team. So I think it's brain drain. I think they had some talent loss, and that's why bad things are happening.
Which is a normal thing in many companies.
So we
as
go from
had
Southwest to a couple of back overseas. Again, we're going all over the world. Throckmorton Air Show. You remember that one, James? That was an air show. Easy for me to say.
Yeah.
An air show in the UK. Again, threw up ticket sales for a particular event, and they air traffic control failed to keep the website up and running.
And don't you remember that they could only get the event online? You couldn't. There was
There's no other way to get the tickets.
There's no other way to get the tickets.
Yeah.
You had to go online.
Yeah, insane.
And the next couple are very close to this. We have, from where I grew up, a Peace Center for the Performing Arts in Greenville, South Carolina. They put out a free ticket event.
For a free concert. But it was
so
a free
imagine
concert
that.
rather than just sort of having the show up kind of plan. They want you to RSVP. So if you RSVP, what better way than to use the existing ticketing system with a 0 fee on it?
Wrong.
Bad idea. So which means the freeness is more popular than their actual lineup for concerts throughout the year.
Yes.
That's what it
could be
says.
really terrible music from the orchestra. They get, it just could be awful, but it's free, so let's show up. Maybe they have free wine or something like
So
that.
they should have charged them $2, $5, and they made
Or they could have just put up a gate and said we're only letting in the first 320 people.
First come, first serve.
Then you have a riot out front.
Then the 300.
Hold on.
Then the
This
other
is the
25 people start
Peace
to
Center
riot
for
because
the
they couldn't get
Performing
in.
Arts.
So this would be like peaceful people. It's okay. I don't need to
This is
argue
like,
about my entrance fees.
Brass on the green,
Yeah.
type of stuff.
These are pacifists, Chuck. But they're rampant when it comes to a website. These peaceniks.
So I won't tell you what's been running through my head. So since we're recording,
So they might not have fixed they will not fix the website.
I don't think they will.
Our
'Cause
analysis.
that would never
Our
happen
analysis
again.
of the
My mother was on the board for this organization at one time.
Really,
so,
huh?
Yeah.
Really? And
yeah.
she listens to PerfBytes.
She listens to PerfBytes. And they're not going to fix it.
No, they're not going to fix it. Beautiful. All right. I don't know what the next one is. I don't even remember that one.
San Juan Ferry Reservations.
San Juan Ferry Reservations in Washington State. Anyone been to Seattle? Been out on a ferry in Seattle? I have.
Yeah.
No? Did you go on a ferry?
Yeah, I took the car across.
Car across? You went to Bainbridge Island?
Yeah, British Columbia. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You went all out. See, there you go. So, of course, people in the Redmond area are techno geeks because Microsoft is up there. So shout out to all the Microsoft people in Seattle. They need to have some sort of reservation system for the ferries because if you've ever been up there, you get in line. There's no guarantee. Everyone wants some edge over. I leave work at 5:30. I'm going to catch the ferry at 5:45. There's a line, and you just first come, first serve, get in line on the road. So there's a competition as to who can get on the ferry and start their weekend vacation sooner.
Does that mean sometimes you can't get on the ferry till 9 o'clock or
till
something?
9 o'clock at night, especially if you're coming back on Sunday when everyone needs to get back Sunday night, right? Some people, we'll go Saturday morning, whatever. This gives a reservation website that gives you first come, first serve, reservation kind of system. Fails miserably on its first day of launch. Very sorry. No confirmation. We couldn't see from the site to get through it whether it was a .NET-based site, Microsoft site. We're assuming it might be, but it didn't go well. It was, as James pointed out,
Why are you assuming it is a .NET?
not buoyant, but bumpy.
Why are you assuming it's .NET?
Because Microsoft is right down the road. If you're going to hire some guys to build the ferry thing and the guy that does the thing
because in the greater Seattle area, they pay people to bump off developers that use Linux.
Yeah, there's no Java programs allowed in Washington State at all.
If you want to use Linux, you go down the road to Portland, where the Linux System Laboratories.
All right, we're going to take a quick break for a public service announcement from who, Howard?
The Sarge?
That's right. Hang on. Here it comes.
Greetings, PerfBytes listeners. Mark, James, and Howard would like to introduce you to our good friend, Master Sergeant Performance. Listen up, PerfByters. Master Sergeant Performance here. Just in case you forgot, we're on the front lines of the battle for better performance. And I want you to pick up your feet and get marching on, soldiers. I'm tired of hearing that you're tired of never having enough time to test. And I'm tired of hearing that you're fed up with always being on the tail end of the SDLC. What's the problem? Did a jackalope just take a giant dump on your performance test plan? Tough luck, Bunky. No more wah. No more, we don't have time for this, or I don't have time for that. Stop being a mamby-pamby. Time to suck it up and become a real live performance engineer. You are the commander of your testing destiny, so take charge and start leading. Ever hear of CIU, softy? That's right, Bunky. C frickin' I, continuous integration. Take the lead. Work with your development partners. Spend some time on writing a real SOA suite. Kick it off from Jenkins and attack your code at the services level. And another thing, get to work with your partners in Dev Company on some real code review tools that will actually find issues before you test. In the Performance Army, we call that static analysis. Know it, live it, make it your new best friend. Show them you're just not another old run-of-the-mill performance tester. Show them you can add value way upstream in the SDLC. Heck, maybe you'll even get invited to some of those awesome parties you always get excluded from. You know, the officers make a mean cocktail at all of those requirements review meetings. So if you expect to storm the beaches and release land and kick some bottleneck butt with your new buddies in Dev Company, then get cracking on the basic trainings from the PerfBytes crew. And they might be able to help you get your caissons a-marching along. And remember, we at PerfBytes don't want to see you wind up in the stockade. You're all worthless and weak. Now drop it, give me 20. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Instructions from the Sarge. No question about it.
And you should listen to him.
I know. It's serious.
Very.
All right. So before we jump into the last 3 news stories on News of the Damned, does anyone have any questions about News of the Damned? No?
Or any
Where did it come
old
from?
stories from News of the Damned that you'd like to
Any
revisit?
classic examples? I went to do something on a website and it failed me. How did we fail? How did we fail you?
Or do I need to pull out Prancer size?
No, don't go there. Prancer size. Okay. Is anyone Prancer sized in the room? Anyone? Joanna Rohrbach? You remember, don't you? Prancer size? Right? Sorry. See, we're going to have to call her up. No one's Prancer sized in the room. That'd be good. All right.
That's because the site probably crashed and no one can figure out how to exercise.
We love talking about News of the Damned, but there are 3 brand new ones, and I just picked them off of the list. One is happening in Singapore. The Easy Link, which is the overwhelming response to the POSB Fare Free Friday, which I think has to do
What
with
is POSB?
transportation. I'll look it up. I have no idea.
Easy Link, is that like Easy Pass?
Easy Link, Easy Pass. I think it's something like a free...
Ride the Metro free?
Ride the Metro free.
Must be easy.
There we go.
I wonder if they're going to cane the developer.
Friday. It's thank you for supporting Fare Free Friday. Promotion has been fully subscribed.
So now you have to pay instead.
Yeah, general ticketing machines. My Easy Link. It's your journey. Continue your journey. So it's fares and rides on the trains and all sorts of planes. So it's to be quite honest, why are we picking on SEPTA when Singapore can't even get their crap together? You know what I'm saying? Right? And the Pope's not coming to visit Singapore, is he? Right? Come on.
Maybe another donut up at stake
I
here.
think we may have some. Let's go research
All,
this.
all I know is that the Philadelphia website can't handle more than 17,000 users. So
Did you read that in English, by the way?
At the same time, right?
About the
same time.
Singapore website?
Why? Did you not understand what I was saying?
That the problem is I did understand. I would expect it to be in whatever the native language of Singapore is versus in English.
No, Singapore is an international city, man. There are people speaking all languages because it's this weird neutral kind of country, right? It's like the Switzerland of the Far East.
There
right?
must be.
Am I right? Huh?
Why don't we
Am I
look
right?
up-
Can I get an amen?
No.
No one.
Amen.
Carlos really doesn't care. Do you? That's Singapore.
it's
You
not
ever been, have you been to
Switzerland.
Singapore?
I haven't been.
You
Have
should go. No, we should go.
Okay.
Let's go to Singapore.
Carlos is still worrying.
Have you
about
been?
the
Have you been to
donut.
Singapore? Let's go. Okay.
Well, make sure you don't do anything that's going to make them cane you.
no chewing gum.
But if you guys take a look at the easy site back here, there's all sorts of interesting advertisements with like superheroes and all sorts of different things. So it's the easy fare, easy link, right? It's like a bus pass, train pass kind
What
of
was
thing.
that Hello Kitty that I saw?
No, that's superhero.
No, it's just superhero. Hello Kitty is not a superhero, James.
Now I have to find out what the native language
So
of
on the
Singapore
Thursday
is.
before
What is
the
the
Friday,
native language of Singapore? They
the-
speak
of the event.
Singaporese.
petty thefts will go up from people stealing other people's free passes.
Let James let Howard figure it out for himself. It's important for his self-esteem if we let him learn on his own using the Google. Ask Siri. James, what's our next story?
Mark, our next story comes from the exotic locale of Abu Dhabi. The Ministry of Energy website crashed on Tuesday due to a high number of people visiting the website to get information on new fuel prices. They'll be announced at 2 p.m. Imagine that. Something happening exactly at a point in time where people might have an interest in it, like fuel. The website has not been working since this morning and will be rectified. That is a direct quote. I don't know what rectified is, but it sounds painful.
Yeah, so this was this was July 28th, so just this week. And it was particularly diesel fuel prices, so the ability to – so there are a lot of commercial operations, and then there's a lot of people who drive normal workaday cars. James, you have a diesel car.
Yes, I do.
So diesel prices are changing in the U.S. because of Abu Dhabi? No?
No.
So do you ever go to a website because of the car fuel prices here in America?
No, but I do have a database that downloads with my GPS when I go on a trip that shows me where the good fuel prices are.
Does that mean you can like drive 75 miles out of your way to save a penny a gallon?
No, but it does mean I can go to the next exit if I save a nickel a gallon.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
So here, there are 4 official languages of Singapore.
Okay, Howard. No, first, before you say this, can you say My Summer Report?
My Summer Report by Howard Chorney. There are 4 official languages in Singapore. Official language number 1 is English.
Get out of here.
Yeah, Singapore is English.
I don't know if these are necessarily in order.
I still can't understand them.
No,
when
it
they-
is.
Official
Singapore is
language number 2 is Malay.
Yep.
Official language number 3 is Tamil. And Tamil, those tigers. And official language number 4 is Standard Mandarin.
That makes
Ooh,
sense.
not court Mandarin, but standard Mandarin.
Yes,
Mandarin,
Standard
that's right.
Mandarin.
But the major is English across not everybody speaks the other
How do
three.
you know? You said you've never been to Singapore.
I'm from Asia originally.
Oh, you are? Really? Okay, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, you were kind of far from Singapore, though.
That's right. With a name like Carlos, you're from Mexico. We know that, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I just call him Chuck.
That's right. So Abu Dhabi, this is the interesting thing. So it's people flooding the Ministry of Energy's website to look up the change in the diesel prices, which maybe not be your average consumer. It's probably commercial drivers or companies that are looking for this slight change in how they're licensing and pricing things.
But it may be set price for Abu Dhabi.
Yes, since
Yeah,
this
all
this
across.
appears not to be a market-driven economy,
Yeah.
that the government Ministry of Energy simply sets the price.
Yes, and I say this while I'm wearing my Ministry of Testing T-shirt from the UK, right, which we like, and they should set the test for the price for testers, and then people will crash the MOT website, right, to changed the price $75 an hour for a functional tester.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I know that'd be pretty good.
So you did get this from England?
Yes, I got this from England.
I love this
because I've actually been there, unlike you going to Singapore or ever really.
I didn't say I was in Singapore.
Yeah, were you ever live in Mexico?
No, but I studied when I was.
You're not from Mexico at all, are you?
No.
No.
But I studied
Spanish
in school about what they speak in different languages in different countries.
Did
so
you?
I remember a little bit.
Okay. Beautiful.
I love this. This last one.
one.
And this last one's my favorite.
Last up, Islamabad. The official website of Law Ministry on Thursday crashed just after a report of the Inquiry Commission was published on the website. The incompetency of Law Ministry revealed when the official website of Law Ministry crashed down due to bad quality of website. So, Mark, you wrote this. Please explain.
I didn't write it. I copied and pasted.
Okay.
I copy and paste these.
So
things.
you copied and pasted this verbatim,
verbatim. So they
so some
basically
professional,
professional journalist.
So the incompetency of the Law Ministry was revealed when the official website of the Law Ministry crashed due to bad website quality,
which was also due to incompetent website
design or testing.
Is there a Ministry of Websites in Islamabad?
I don't know.
Maybe they need a Ministry of Performance Testing or a Ministry of IT Professionalism, and maybe a Ministry of Writing News Stories, because that copy and paste was pretty lousy. I don't remember where I got that from. But again, there's two of them at the very end.
So it seems like there's some sort of report that people wanted, and they went to this website when it was released, and website go boom.
Yes,
yeah, they probably went to see if their name was on the report so they could go run and hide before there's somebody crashed on their door.
That could be. Or it's news, right? I mean, maybe they were admitting some type of incompetency of some sort. I have no idea. But the website crashed. There it is, news of the damned.
Or this isn't the report that Mullah Omar was finally dead, was it?
No.
Because that happened last week as well.
Was that in Islamabad?
Yeah, Pakistan. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Did any website crash because Roddy Piper died last night?
No. For those of you who are World Wrestling Federation or World Wrestling Entertainment fans, Roddy Piper, the man in the kilt, passed away yesterday.
Wonder if he'll be buried in a kilt.
Oh, excellent question. Will he be buried in a kilt? I do not know.
What do you think was? What do you think was Roddy's best movie role?
I don't know.
They're alive or they're here?
They live.
They live. That was good.
Yeah.
But actually, his best role was Hell Comes to Frogtown.
Well, fellow PerfBytians, for the third year in a row, you've come to the end of at least part one of the rubbed and smoked, slow-cooked and grilled episode of PerfBytes. As always, we'd like to thank you for listening to the show today. Howard, that's you, man.
Yeah, I know.
How hard is it to say thank you to?
I needed my nap, and I didn't get it because Carlos gave me away.
Well, I'll read it for you.
No, that's all right. As always, thank you to the lovely Mrs. Chorney, who is actually sitting here and actually schlepped down to Philadelphia in the truck with a giant-ass smoker in the bed. And I'd also like to say thanks to everyone who joined us live today at the PerfBytes BBQ. It was awesome. And, of course, thank you to all you, our listening audience. Without you, we just would be talking to ourselves.
As always, I would like to thank my mother for tuning in and listening. We're always guaranteed at least one listener. Thanks, Mom.
Yes, and I will say my thanks to the sexy Irish voice of PerfBytes, Martha, sitting right here, and to our wonderful sponsors, SOSA, who have supported the PerfBytes show and the community, so thanks very much to them. That's really awesome.
Today's show is powered by Smoke.
All the contents of this PerfByte episode is 100% copyrighted and protected by Yummy Hickory Goodness.
For more information about the PerfBytes, visit the show's website at www.perfbytes.com or follow us on the Twitter, the Tumblr, the Facebook, and of course, you can always subscribe and listen to the PerfBytes podcast on iTunes, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, testingpodcast.com. Just open your favorite listening app, search for PerfBytes, and click the subscribe button. You can can also download the customized apps on iTunes and the Google App Store. You might not know this also, but you can send us an email at ask@perfbytes.com, and you can leave us a voicemail at 77-LOAD-PERF. That's 775-823-7373. Who knows what kind of message you will leave us.
And keep those cards, letters, emails, faxes, carrier pigeon messages coming. And you can always use my favorite method of transportation, cruise missile.
PerfBytes show and staff are supporters of the Practical Performance Analyst, the Performance Engineering Book of Knowledge, Test Bash and the Ministry of Testing, Computer Measurement Group. Say, give applause to Alex.
Woo! CMG.
The workshop on performance and reliability, and of course the Software Test Professionals community of software testers. We hope to see you at the next STPCon conference. Visit the events page on PerfBytes website for more information on our upcoming shows and appearances. United Trades Perform and STPCon in October are just the beginning of our worldwide domination.
Excellent. Thanks, everyone, for joining us for part one. Thank you, audience here in Philadelphia, and everyone listening abroad. We'll see you in part two and part three. As long as we can keep the microphones open. As long as the music's still playing. Keep up. Carlos, last thoughts? You're welcome to stay.
Yeah.
If you really want to. Sure. Part two. No, it's not like this guy. No. We had to vote someone off the island. You're at the end.
But keep it up.
Yes.
You could be voted off.